Hey, good morning to you. Jesus is Lord. The Word works. Got a lot of Word here today. I'm going to share with you. We've been talking to you about calling things that be not as though they were. So let me go to my second page first and just read this scripture to you out of Job. It's one of those things that you ought to know. It says in Job chapter 22, verse 28, thou shalt also decree a thing, and it, the thing that thou decreed, shall be established unto you, and the light shall come on your eyes. Listen, you decree things every day. You get up in the morning and say, well, I think I'm going to get up. And you know what? Your words get you out of the bed and you get up. On days that you don't feel good, you turn around and say, oh, I'm sick. I can't go to work. And you decreed that and you had it. You had it all day long until finally got to saying, well, I feel better. I think I'll go to work day. You had what you decreed both of those days together. So your words set on fire the course of nature. I'm going to give you a lot of scripture over the next couple of days on calling things that be not as though they were. Of course, that's Romans chapter 4, verse 17. Let me read to you out of 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. Watch this. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Somebody says, oh, I don't believe all that stuff, Pastor Frank. Well, God's chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Watch. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Now, this is 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 27. God's done it this way, and He chose to do it this way. And you and I are going to have to choose to do it this way. Now, watch verse 28. And the base things of the world and things which are despised, God hath chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Okay, you're losing your hair. And you go around saying, I'm losing my hair. Well, you're enforcing the fact that you're losing your hair. Now, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but I said I don't want to lose my hair when I was a young man. And I said, I believe I don't lose my hair. My dad didn't. And I thought, well, I don't have to lose my hair. I still got it. I got just about all of it. Now, I didn't say I didn't mind it turning color, and it did, but I still have it. You see, I was snared by my words, just like you were snared by your words, and God said you're going to have what you say. Let me just read on. I want you to see all these different things here because, watch this. In Mark chapter 4, Jesus had sent the multitude away and said, let's go to the other side. They got out there and there's a great storm arose. You've heard me talk on this before, but watch this. Mark chapter 4, verse 37. There arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship so that it was now full. And they came to Jesus and said, Master, carest thou not that we perish? Watch what Jesus does here. Verse 39. And he arose and rebuked the wind and said, now I wrote these things down, and said unto the sea, peace be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Jesus called for something that was not. Great storm, ship's full. They're all going to perish. I mean, he's asleep in the hinder part of the ship because he had said, we're going to the other side. And he knew that his words was going to take them to the other side, and no storm could stop them. Nothing could stop them after God, Jesus himself, said it. And so there's this huge storm, huge, bad, raging storm. And they said, don't you care that we perish? So they had faith in going under, and Jesus had faith for going over. I love that. I heard Oral Roberts say that, 30 years ago, I guess. They had faith for going under, and he had faith for going over. Well, I've got faith for going over. So Jesus stood up and said, peace. He called for something that was not. He said peace. He spoke to the storm, rebuked it, and said peace. You go out in the morning and your dog's not there. You don't say, oh, the dog's gone. I mean, you've got breakfast leftovers. Now, we've got a big old dog, not actually ours, but he claims this house is his house. And he's there every morning by the door waiting to see what his breakfast leftovers are. Well, if I go out there one morning, and it happens occasionally that he's not there. He chased a rabbit off somewhere. We live out in the country, or maybe he's just off gallivanting around. But I can go out there. Zoe named him Charming. I can go out that door, open that door, and say, Charming, come here, Charming. Boy, he comes running up to get his breakfast. Well, if you don't have any money, don't say money's gone. Don't say, I don't have any money. Do like Jesus did when he called for peace and there wasn't any. Call for money. Money, money, money. Come here, money. And money will come to you. Oh, Pastor Frank, I don't believe that. Hey, by the fact that you just said you don't believe it, you're snared by your words. Or what's this? You get up and you feel really bad. I mean, you're really having some issues with your body. Call for healing. Here, healing, healing. Come on. Now, I'm going to be on this for the next 2 or 3 days. You're snared by your words. You know that, but you're supposed to call things that be not as though they were. I'm calling for a couple of items, some things, because faith is the substance of things. I don't have it, but I'm calling it, and it's going to come running up just like that dog comes running up to get his breakfast. Hey, I need to get out of here today. Get back on this tomorrow. God calleth things that be not as though they were. Frank calleth things that be not as though they were. Tay calleth things that be not as though they were. Annette, John, William, whatever your name is. You're going to have to call things that be not as though they were, and those are the things that you've been having by saying, oh, well, the flu season's coming. I'll be one of the first to get it. You called it and got it and was proud of it. Well, call for money, call for health, call for it. So until I'm with you tomorrow, hey, remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.